8 months after the concealed carry law took effect in Wisconsin, the state is still trying to keep up with the flood of applications. There are about 115,000 people in the state with permits to carry a concealed weapon. Tonight, Fox 11 on special assignment digs into the numbers. And Robert Hornacek is here with a preview. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning, Rachel. You know, about every day, about 300 applications pour into the Department of Justice headquarters in Madison from people who want to carry a concealed weapon. Now, Attorney General J.B. Van Hollen says right now most applications are being turned around in less than 2 weeks, and he expects the rush to level off later this year. But in the first 8 months of the law, they've been very busy. The state originally hired 1 full-time and 10 temporary employees to process applications and to conduct the background checks, but that wasn't enough to keep up. More temporary workers were brought in December, and then last month, the Department of Justice asked the state legislature to allow it to spend nearly $800,000 for 8 more employees and supplies. The money used to fund this program comes from the $50 application fees.
We've been juggling the numbers of positions that we've requested to make sure we have enough people to meet our statutory deadlines, but not so many that we're wasting taxpayer dollars. So we're continually asking the legislature for different numbers of people in different capacities so that we can try to balance that out.
Now, coming up tonight on Fox 11 News at 9, we'll take a closer look at the new law, and we'll also hear from people on both sides about how it's working.
So 300 applications a day. How many people are actually carrying concealed weapons?
Nobody really knows exactly how many people are carrying because there's no way to really know. What I can tell you is of the 100, there's about 115,000 permits that have been issued, and the one thing people on both sides agree on is that the majority of people who have a permit don't carry every day. They say that, you know, it's basically pretty cumbersome to do and people aren't always carrying, but there are certainly people who do carry everywhere they can every day. Supporters of the law say that people with permits aren't the ones the public needs to worry about. They say some criminals have always carried concealed weapons and nobody knows about it. Now the fact that some people might be carrying, that's what they say the advantage of the law is.
So what is the thought? Is the new law working?
As you can imagine, it depends on who you ask. Supporters, they're pretty happy with it so far. Some people still don't like the idea of having to get a permit, but that was a compromise in the law. Some people still prefer to have a constitutional carry law where people could, if they legally can carry a gun, then they're legally allowed to carry it without a permit. That's not what the law is in Wisconsin. You do have to get a permit. But for the most part, supporters are pretty satisfied with how things are going. Opponents, on the other hand, they say no one knows for sure the law is working because part of the law is that the list of people who have permits is not public. So they say if someone commits a crime, you have no idea if they're a permit holder, so how can you tell if the law is working? So we'll hear more about it tonight at 9.
All right, we'll look for your full report then. Thanks, Robert.